dirty. And we do have... Wow!
Oh no!
You gotta be kidding
Oh
me.
my goodness!
From the high speeds of Indianapolis to the short track racing action of Iowa Speedway, this is where we're at for race 2 of the 2025 playoffs. And with a playoff that's already filled to the brim with short track and other wildcard races, a good race here is absolutely critical for our playoffs drivers. As we come live here at Iowa Speedway for round 24 of the 2025 PSRLA Cup Series, race 2 of the playoffs. Hello everybody, my name is Alex Vitale. 9 races remain in the 2025 season, and this is going to be a very exciting end of the season for everybody involved, both the playoff drivers and the Races for Glory championship drivers, as I called them last week, and as for Iowa Speedway, the track is situated in Uno, Iowa. It's our second visit to the track. We visited last year, coinciding with the debut of the track in the real life NASCAR Cup Series. And if I remember correctly, the race here was quite eventful. So come Saturday, we will know if the race is going to be even more crazier, or these drivers will have learned how to race here, and we will get a much more calmer affair. But that's the future. And I believe we should talk a little bit about the past and recap what happened last week in Indianapolis. And basically, Zane Davidson started his playoff in the best way possible by winning the NRCS 08 Designs 400 at the Brickyard. With Jeffrey Finguy being unable basically to capitalize on his pole position start. He basically was nowhere near competitive at all for the whole race, and I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, he dropped into the top 10, but managed to recover at the end of the race to finish in 8th. But still, and now he's dropped down to 3rd in the playoff standings. Also, big result for Avery Alford. He finished 3rd at Indianapolis, and I know that we're all good with hindsight. Hindsight is 2020, but if Alford had managed to get a much more consistent season in the earlier part, the guy would have definitely been a very big threat for the playoffs. But at least Vision Motorsports has Bryce Egan for that job. But still, I'm pretty sure Alford would have loved to be in the playoffs. But again, early difficulties in the early part of the season put a stop to that. But yeah, we talked about the future, we talked about the past. Now it's time to focus on the present, and that being, of course, pre-qualifying and qualifying. And I don't even have to mention who is in the pre-qualifying grid, because it hasn't changed at all, and it has been the same lineup for a couple of weeks now. And of course, without either Skep Silver or William Donuts or the driver of the 90 car, which, as I stated, it's still left vacant with the departure of Alexander Rowe to the 59 car to replace Bernardo Oliveira. And I really doubt that at this point either Appalachia is going to Appalachia is going to field a replacement. Now that we are basically 9 races to the end of the season, of the playoffs, and of course of the existence of the PSRLA. Because I need to remind you, at the end of the year, the PSRLA will shut its doors due to inability to be able to run the 2026 season. But yeah, that's all that we can say here for the pre-show. So guess what, folks? It's time for pre-qualifying. And Ted Pardon will be the first driver out of pit road. Of course, this is a 1/4 of a mile short track, 3/4 of a mile short track, so laps are going to be really quickly. Somebody else is out in the pits. There goes Hunter Mendoza. But in the meantime, let's focus on Tanner Parton into the backstretch, into 3 and 4. And the time, the first time is going to be a 23.8 for Tanner Pardon, as Santo Mendoza is going to start his flying lap. 2 minutes and 45 left on the clock. Took a little while for a driver to get out of pit road, almost 2 minutes. As now Samuel Oskin scores a 23.8, but is now in second. Let's see the time that Ante Mendoza is going to do. And Mendoza scores a 23.8. He goes up to second. Let's see Jack Haas, 23.8, as Pardon goes 23.3 to go top of the leaderboards, as Oskan is now in second. The third is Brother Ream, 24.7. There's Oskan in second. Pardon smashes his time. He goes 23.3, 2/10 faster than this man Samuel Oskan. Let's see if he can improve his time, as now Haas goes second fastest. Oscar does improve his time, but is now in third. Right now, Mendoza will be the one out of pre-qualifying, as Pardon improves his time, 23.2. There's Mendoza. Mendoza, does he improve his time? He does, now in fifth. Drops Bradley Ream out of pre-qualifying. Jack Haas now goes top of the leaderboards, 23.1. As Gardner is now in fourth. Ream is in third. Oskan is now in fifth. Pardon is going back to the pits. And right now Mendoza will be the one out of pre-qualifying. And he is unable to improve his time. There's Jack Haas. He does improve his time, so does Bradley Ream. Bradley Ream jumps up to second, 23.2 for the Jacoban car. As Mendoza is still out of qualifying, and somebody else is still on the bubble. Let's see if Mendoza is going to improve his time, and the answer is absolutely not. As now Haas improves his time, 23 flat for the Canadian driver, 2/10 faster than this, almost 2/10 faster than the next driver, alongside of that being R.B. Gardner. Actually, let's see if Haas is able to go down the 23 and go in the 22s. And the answer is no. Does actually Bradley Ream improves his time. He drops Gardner back down to third. As Oscar now is out of the pre-qualifying because Mendoza managed to improve his time. He's now in fifth. It's a very tight. It's a very only 0.003 of a second separating. And now Mendoza improves his time again. As we're going to overtime. Right now, this man, Samuel Oskan, is out of qualifying. He will DNQ if things stay as they are. If he's unable to improve his time. Let's see. Can Oskan improve his time? Two more attempts. And attempt number one is a no-go. He's got another attempt. Out of two into the backstretch. Can the Swedish Turkish driver, get out of P6 and the knockout spot? And the answer is no, he cannot. And unfortunately, that means that he will be out of qualifying. Well, in qualifying go Jack Haas, Bradley Ream, R.B. Gardner, Tanner Pardon, and Hunter Mendoza. And with that, see you in qualifying. And Hunter Mendoza will be, Andrew Williams will be the first out of pit road. And of course, Williams, the playoff driver. A playoff driver who has had quite the of course Williams is going to do his banker lap as Jeffrey Finn guy, another driver, possibly a very disappointed Jeffrey Finn guy for what happened at Indianapolis. in an attempt to redeem himself from that, shall we say, disaster race here at disaster race last week in Indianapolis, as now Andrew Williams scores a 23.3, which is now Alexander Rowe goes second fastest, 23.4. Of course, Reem and Nicole have done banker laps. Rudy Giacomo goes third fastest, 23.4. Let's check out the team that Jeffrey Fingai, as now Nicole goes second, goes fastest, as now Andrew Williams goes fastest, 23.8. And now Fingai goes fourth fastest, as Alexander Rowe is now scores provisional pole position from Andrew Williams. Now we got Alexander Rowe's pole position. Let's see, Andrew Williams is going to take pole position away, and the answer looks to be no, as more drivers are scoring. Jeffrey Fingai improves to second place. There's Nathan Stapleton, another playoff driver, followed by Rowe's teammate Reggie Fogelman. As you saw there, Gene Stavelli he is now in 10th. As Stapleton goes 8th fastest, while Fogelman is in 17th. But of course, 17th is still scoring a banker time. As now Fingai goes top of the leaderboards, 22.7 for the defending champion. As let's see what time Fogelman is going to do, and it's 10th fastest, is in the top 10. Of course, Fogelman, he won a race in a short track, that being Bristol early in the year. There is Philip Torres, currently occupying 5th place, as Rowe is now back on top of the leaderboards, almost 2/10 faster than Alexander Rowe, than was Jeffrey Fingai now of Philip Torres. Alexander Rowe is in pole position. There's Anthony Nicol. Anthony Nicol is now in 6th, one position behind his teammate Angel Gutierrez. Actually, was in a sandwich between Gutierrez and other teammate Thomas Long, but now he now drops down to 9th place, as Rowe takes the lead of the pole position back. Let's focus on Torres again, running in 6th. Now it's basically a battle between Rowe and Fingai for pole position. Let's see what Torres is going to do. He's still in 6th. There is Stapleton. Stapleton is now up to 3rd. And his teammate Ryan Little is in 6th. So still a great performance from the OEM boys. But there's the winner in Indianapolis last week. Dane Davidson is currently 13th. Now jumps to 14th because Southstra improved his time up to 12th. And now Bruno Giacomo is back in the top 10. And Davidson, he does not improve his time, he's only 14th. There's Avery Alford. Avery Alford is now in 7th. He was a great race 4. He was basically a threat to win the entire time last week in Indianapolis, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be for him. But still, that would have been a very deserved win if he actually managed to pull that off. As now Gutierrez managed to go top 3. There's another disappointment. There's another driver that can be considered disappointing. They can consider his 2025 campaign to be disappointed. That being Angel Gutierrez. Sure, he got himself a win. Got himself a win around America, but still, I'm pretty sure he would have loved to be in the playoffs. Considering that I believe he did finish in the playoffs last year. As Bryce Egan, speaking of playoff drivers, Bryce Egan goes now up to 5th, and now there's Luke Evans. Using the draft from Blaine Keys, Luke Evans goes up to 8. Now he's down to 8th because Gary Movidel has finally put his name on the board. 2nd time for the Polish driver. Let's see if Luke Evans is going to improve his time, and the answer looks to be no. As now Eric Monaco is up to the top 10. There's another driver, Troy Williams Jr. Troy Williams Jr. is currently down in 29th place. So a very bad race for the checker flag driver. And there is Justin Perez. As Roberto Crown Jr. is in the pits. Crown, actually, where did Crown go? Crown is in 22nd. While Perez is in 23rd. And now Jeffrey Finga. Now Alexander Rowe is still in pole position, but now Zachary Fitzwater scored. Is now up in second place. Where is he? There's Jeffrey Finga. Jeffrey Finga. I mean, he's Jeffrey Finga's teammate. So yeah, as Fitzwater is unable to improve his time, but still second place. Behind them, he's got two playoffs drivers in Finga and Movidel, and of course his teammate Finga. That's Gutierrez. So there's Movidel, Fingai, Egan, Stapleton, and Andrew Williams. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers in the top 10. 5 playoff drivers in the top 10. As now we'll look at Gary Movidel. Can Movidel improve his time and possibly steal away pole position from Alexander Rowe? The answer is no. And of course, let's look at the current pole man, Alexander Rowe. And at this point, again, I know hindsight is 2020, but well, the performances Rowe is polling right now. I would assume he also would have been a threat for the playoffs, for the championship actually, if he actually started the season all the way back at South Boston instead of Bernardo Oliveira. But in the meantime, Gary Movidel is still the highest classified of the playoffs drivers. And now Justin Perez is now in 9th as Luke Evans goes up at the top 10. So we stated that Gary Movidel is the highest driver of the playoffs. Has a bit of damage on Tanner Parton's car, probably because he hit the outside wall at the exit of turn 4. I remember that one happening a lot. That was a voice crack. But in the meantime, as we focus on where is he? We try to focus on Zane Davidson. There we go. There's Zane Davidson. Davidson is currently in 25th. So right now the playoff drivers is Movidel top in 3rd, then is Jeffrey Finga in 4th. Then we got Bryce Egan in 6th. Then is Nathan Stapleton in 8th. Reggie Fogelman in 9th. So Fogelman managed to recover back to the top 10. Then we got Andrew Williams in 12th. Then we got Troy Williams Jr. in 16th. Philip Torres in 18th. Then we got Zane Davidson down in 27th. Then we got yeah, that's basically it. Well, actually, where is Anthony Nicol? Where is Anthony Nicol? Jonathan Carey is down at 17th. So, and Robert Brown Jr. is down at 18th. Now down to 19th. As now we look at Lara Koshmar. Koshmar is in 16th right now. So, decent result for the 99 driver. As we look at Roberto Crown Jr., Crown is in 15th. So right now, they'll be starting in the top 20. 15 seconds left on the clock. And of course, overtime is about to start. And there's Alexander Rowe. Pretty much Rowe has... I'm pretty sure that everybody in all fairness, everyone is expecting Rowe to be this good. Okay, that rookies in the PSRLA historically have had a really strong amount of races, but then they usually fell down. No, Alexander Rowe has been really good, really fast, pretty much the entire time. I mean, sure, he's getting his ratings right, so there's that as well. But still, he's painting himself quite a picture. As you saw that Josh ran a little, crashes into the wall. Is everybody going to avoid him? The answer is yes, they do. Fortunately, there's Stapleton. But yeah, again, if the playoffs started, if had Rowe been in the 59 car before, I'm pretty sure he would have been a very, very big threat for the championship. But now he'll have to console himself with the fact that he scores pole position here at Iowa Speedway. Second will be Zachary Fitzwater. Then will be Guillermo Vidal, Jeffrey Finguy, Ank Gutierrez, Bryce Egan, Avery Alford, Nathan Stapleton, Reggie Fogelman, and Justin Perez rounding up the top 10. Speaking of rookies who actually had a pretty impressive season. And rounding up the rear of the field will be Skylar Taylor and Tanner Parton. So Alexander Rowe continues to impress and scores pole position for the Casey's 350 here at Iowa Speedway. Alongside him will be the ever so eternal Zachary Fitzwater, and then involved in the battle, leading actually the battle for the best of the rest, with 25 points clear right now of 25 points clear of Avery Alford and several other points behind Tom Sloan. And running up the rear of the field will be Skylar Taylor and Tanner Parton. And that was qualifying for Iowa. So there's pretty much nothing else to be said other than this has been a special presentation of the 2025 PSRLA Cup Series 44/7 Network. I'm Alex Vitale, and see you tomorrow for the race. So long, everybody, from Iowa.